Shamar Stewart is having troubles before he even plays a snap. And he's seeing what's happened to the stars of this football team, by the way, right? The Higgins stuff wasn't super smooth. The Hendrickson stuff's not smooth.
But why pay him that big number where you've got Trey Henderson, who's an absolute superstar at edge? You always build a defense. Why haven't the Bengals been back to the Super Bowl in the last 4 years? It's real simple.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Y'all know where I'm going. And yeah, you can call it Nick bias all you want. I'm taking the Knicks to come out of the East. I look at this New York team and think that Mike Brown is an upgrade over Tom Thibodeau. You may disagree. I don't care. I look at the fact of getting Yabusele and Clarkson off the bench is going to make the Knicks more dangerous.
Betting above the rim only on SportsGrid.
Your approach with Marion Hampton is, if you're going to draft him aggressively and early, you better be patient, because it might take half a season before he really takes over this backfield, and it might never happen this year, depending on how Harris performs. Gadsden and Disley so far not fantasy relevant at this time. Again, a more run-heavy offense. Hampton and Najee Harris, very intriguing, but the ADP, I think, on both of them is slightly off.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid.
Eric Skubal, another incredible performance. I mean, almost going 7-8 innings again, striking out a ton. I mean, I kind of felt like the Tigers really wanted that win.
There's a bit of narrative to it that people like to buy into, or, kind of, I don't want to say push a narrative, but the fact that he's doing what he did last year, but better, and is now in a spot to repeat, like, there's something to be said.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It is in-game live game day and a marvelous Monday evening. Scott Wetzel, Gabriel Morency here for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching, analyzing, betting the world of sports. Baseball, WNBA on our plate tonight. SGP, same game parlays, Black Clouds, whole bunch of plays over the next 2 hours. My partner in crime, Mr. Morency, gracious us with his show on In-Game Live. What's going on, Gabe? How are you tonight, bud?
Good to see you, Scott. It's been a long time. I've got a lot of early action to lay down this evening. People say, oh, the summer is slow. It's always happy hour somewhere, right? They're tipping off. There's a first pitch. There's always something going on. And I'm a big fan of the summer events as well. The soccer tournaments, the TBT basketball tournament in which college alum and hired guns play for $1 million. So quickly there, we got a game going off the board in a couple of minutes. With Sideline Cancer and Eberline Drive, 2 mainstays, Scott, of this TBT tournament. I'm going to pull the trigger with the over 145.5 in this game. We fell just short with the over in the first game, and we're in the quarterfinals now, so these are bigger time games. So we got basketball going on. We got WNBA basketball, and quickly, no Brianna Stewart tonight for the Liberty. And for you stat geeks out there, Ionescu tonight. Her prop was 21.5 earlier in the day, guys. It's up to 22.5 now, Scott. You know what's interesting? 28 points per 100 possessions when Stewart's in a lineup. 43 when Stewart's not in the lineup, Scott. They really don't have anyone else to shoot. Like, Sabrina's going to get a lot of shots tonight, right? It's her basketball tonight. Like, she's the main scorer. She's the best player on the floor. Like I said, it was 21.5. I see it's up to 22.5. I know you like to bet some WNBA, so I'm going to pull the trigger with Sabrina over 21.5.
All right, I'm going to go same game. I'm going to go on the other side, Gabe. I'm actually going to take Paige Beckers over 16.5. It's the second of back-to-back, but she didn't play last night. Took a little heat for that, but that's the game plan going in with her health injuries. It's a stretch of 5 games in 7 days for Dallas. They're not any good. They stink. You saw the over-under there, 172.5, which is up from the 170.5 it was. So she didn't play last night. It's New York. Remember, she went to school and college, obviously, in Connecticut. It's not the Connecticut Sun, but, this is enough in the area where she no doubt picked this game to play versus last night's game. I'd be real surprised at home in a game that should have 170 or so points that she doesn't get 17. So love the over 16.5 Paige Beckers for Dallas tonight, who, they stink, and the New York Liberty obviously pretty good. So one of the things we do here. All right,
I like where you're going with that. Yeah, no, I do. I like that with Paige Beckers. And like you said, she didn't play yesterday, and I was wondering, was she injured or what's going on here? But as you stated, playing in New York will be a big time game for her. She's not from there, but playing at UConn. Listen, I'm a big Paige Beckers fan. All the Caitlin Clark hype. Paige is a better basketball player overall. We'll see down the road. It'll be an interesting rivalry, but I'm a big Paige fan. And we got that Astros game coming up right now. And a big Framber Valdez fan too, Scott. Pulling the trigger tonight with the Stros. I know they got beat up over the weekend, obviously, by the Athletics. So I almost like them more. And, we talk about this all the time. You don't chase, right? That's how people end up owing people in the Bronx a lot of money, right? Oh, there's no way this team is going to lose 5 games in a row. No way this team's going to lose 6 games in a row. I wasn't part of the 4-game losing streak, Scott, right? I didn't lose any money on it. So now I walk up to the table and go, I say they don't lose 5 in a row, right? But I didn't lose my money 4 times in a row. So it's a little bit different. But Valdez, guys, listen, he's one of the most consistent pitchers in baseball. This guy, he legitimately is. And they just win when he pitches. 15-5, Scott, on the season when he pitches. So 20 starts. The Stros are 15-5. He's 5. He has a 5-1 record in his 10 starts at home. 1.66 ERA. At home. Let's go Astros minus the 1.5 plus 100. And I'm a big fan of this prop, Scott. I don't know if you play this one often, but the pitcher to record the win. Like, it, man. Valdez is like money to go 5-6. Like, that's his whole, the quality start thing they call it. So he does get into the decision territory, and you're getting Valdez to record the win at plus 100. I like that.
All right, that's a good play because I'll tell you, we got him 5 on the line on why you really don't want to lay a 1.5 tonight with Houston. So, but he is, as you'll hear here in a couple seconds, 5 on the line, our 5 best trends for games that have yet to get underway, and he'll be a part of that. Time for a little 5 on the line right now. All right, we'll give you 5 trends. We'll go from 5 down to the number 1 trend. We'll start with number 5. This is a little, so-so, but it's a decent enough trend. A's decent over team, 11 more overs than unders on the season. Seattle on a nice 10-6 over run. So let's go over 10.5 trend-wise, 10.5 Seattle against the Athletics. Pick a name: Sacramento, Las Vegas, Oakland. Number 2, Texas Rangers. I've won 6 straight. Going for the 7th straight win. We like to say here, don't make this stuff harder than it has to be. They're also 10-2 their last 12 against the Angels. So give us Texas trend-wise, minus 205 against the Angels. Pick number 3, New York. Same thing. Metsies going for their 8th straight win. Nice 3-game series sweep at San Francisco. I know that's the Sunday night, Monday night road trip trend, but still 7 straight, going for number 8. Give me the Mets plus 110 at San Diego tonight. Number 2 trend as we go down to number 1. How about Pittsburgh game 8-28 their last 36 road games, including 1-10 their last 11. Give me San Francisco at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates minus the 132. And that leaves us with only one, the creme de la creme, coup de grace, numero uno trend for tonight. All right back to that Houston game that you liked, and I like them as well. How about this? Not only are the Astros 15-5 in Framber Valdez's starts this season, how about they have won 13 straight starts with Valdez on the hill? 13 in a row. So, you know what? Give me Houston minus the 255 as our number 1 trend. And I know what people are saying, and we always say this here, on In Game Live. I'd rather give you a trend that you don't play and wins than give you a trend that you do play and loses. And I say that because most people want to lay a 1.5 with this, but I looked it up. Out of those 13 wins, 7, over half, have been 1-run victories. So you want to take your chance? I mean, they should win by 2 against Washington, but just no going in. So we're going to lay the 255, maybe put it in a parlay with one of the other pieces. But our 5 on the line, 5 best trends. What do you think?
That's what I like. That's what I like, the Valdez to record the victory.
Right, that's a good one.
At plus 100. Like, I'm a big fan. You know what? We'll talk about that a little bit later with DeGrom. And I like that. But you talked about Seattle and liking the over tonight. I got a 10 at minus 125. And I don't mind, you know what? You know, it was minus 115 to begin with, Scott. It wasn't like minus 110. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just lay the 25 instead of the 15 and making it even 10. Because it has happened a couple of times with me with these athletic games where I get the push. But we'll blow people's minds after about people think about the Athletics and the over in Sacramento and stuff. How you walk into a sports bar and say, what's the number 1 over team in Major League Baseball this year? Not many people, Scott, are going to tell you the Seattle Mariners. All you ever hear about the Mariners, well, you know, their offense, they don't hit. The Mariners are the number 1 over team in Major League Baseball this year. We'll prove it on the other side.
All right, Scott and Gabe, hour number 1 in Game Live right here on the Grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's In-Game Live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1 here till 10 p.m. Eastern Time, watching, analyzing, betting the world of sports. So we got some baseball. We got some WNBA. I will say, quick little start for Dallas, up 18-4, Gabe. Down, 7.5 or so point underdogs to start this game. And now you can grab the Liberty if you want, getting 2.5 or money line plus 128, or 126, actually. Midway through the first quarter, 18-4. I didn't really
I'm not
like a
feeling
side
it.
on the game. I wasn't sure. I liked the both props, the one you gave and the one I gave more so. I thought there would be some points here, and we're getting them so far. You want to bite on the
listen.
apple?
Yeah, good call. Listen, Paige is off to a hot start, and this doesn't hurt my Sabrina prop, Scott, that they're getting murdered early.
Yeah.
What does this mean? Start taking 3, Sabrina. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get us back in this game. Take it to the rack, to get to the free throw line. She's a great 3-point shooter, like 40. You know, we see how good she nearly beat Curry, right? Like, she can shoot. So get her the ball. She can shoot. But I'll tell you what, with that in game, I know it's going to be tempting for people, but I know you follow the WNBA, and the Liberty are good, but they're kind of an older team. They won the championship, and they're not, like, in fine form right now. And Dallas are an erratic team. And, you know, Paige is going to be fired up for this game tonight against the Liberty. And she's good. Like I said, one thing with the Dallas Wings, Scott, they can score. You know what I'm saying? They can put the ball in the basket. They don't play defense. They play big tempo. They push the ball. That's not really what the Liberty do. Like, I'm just saying, I'm not like picking up my phone. People say run to the window. There's no windows here. You and I were not at MetLife anymore. Remember, I had window Will, get to the window.
Yes,
that was the best.
Yeah.
I'd pull out $100. I'd go, dude, run and get this line now.
Run.
Like, those were the good old days. Shout out to window Will. And then there was Bad Beat Brian, who always used to screw my bets up, Scott.
Yeah.
I swear to God, bro. Like, I'd send him. So listen, it's minus 140 right now. I said, fine if it changes a little bit, but get to the window quick. He'd come back like 10 minutes later, and I'd look at my ticket, and it'd be like minus 375. Like he took too long. Like, he didn't fully grasp what he was trying to do. So I deemed him Bad Beat Brian once when I lost like a $400 bet due to him screwing me over the number. But I think this could be a game Dallas pulls off. I'm not so sure New York come back and win this game. I'll put it that way. It's like a pick 'em now. They're down big. Like, I might just ride this Dallas wave.
They're only 8-7. The Liberty 8 at the start of the season, 9-0. Liberty's 8-7. A 500 team, basically, and now they don't have their best player. So it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world, for them to actually lose this game outright.
23-9 now.
Wow. You just wonder if Dallas is just kind of shooting its load here, pardon the pun, in the first quarter, right? And you just, that might be the only thing. But I just want points. Yeah, I want this to be the 90 to 80, 90, 85, 100 to whatever, let them get to the 90 plus points.
178.5 right now. And it seemed this is pretty much a track meet, Scott. We're talking about 10-minute quarters, and we're up to 34 points with 3 minutes left. Like, it's pretty high scoring by WNBA standards here.
Yeah, I would think this would go up. Boy, it was up from 171.5 it was to start the game. So it's already up 8 points on that one. I don't bet unders for the most part. Yeah, look at the other game. Even that one, 188.5. I know not every game goes over. It's about a 50-50 split, as you would think the boys in Vegas would have it. But I'm telling you, most of these WNBA games are all played, only 10-minute quarters, as you said. So it's basically a college basketball game, right? 40-minute halves, if you will. And I'm telling you, man, every one is like 90 to 88. Whether it goes over or not, who knows? But they could score. You may not like women's basketball, but I'm telling you, they could definitely score. So keep the points coming. That's one of those we just let the points come and not pay attention to it. When you look at halftime and when it's 45-45 or 55-45, you just kind of assume that the two stars, one for each team, is going to get their points.
You are right about that. One thing with the WNBA. Listen, there's going to be rough patches sometimes, and it's airball city and bricks and miss tip-ins, etc. But there's about 10, 12 of these women, Scott, that they can shoot the freaking lights out, bro. Like, you watch them just swish with the 3 balls, and they're lethal. Like, there's like Collier, bro. This girl wakes up and drops 28 for breakfast, bro. Right? Like, there's a lot of pure scores in the WNBA. And this one, look, we're up to 40 points right now, 27-13 for the Dallas Wings over the Liberty. About a minute and a half left in the first quarter. 177.5, not too crazy, actually, of a number. Like, when it was just 180.5, I was like, 180s. But 177.5, Scott, that's not even that off from the original number right now. We're already up to 40 points. And there's a New York push coming here. There's a New York run coming.
Yeah, and it's only the first. It's still got a minute and a half in the first quarter, So, if you could get, without being too greedy, 6 more points? 7, maybe 8, get it close to 50 points. You just multiply that by 4, and it's they're pushing the pace to close to 200 points. I mean, I don't know if it's going to get to 200, but from 171.5 to 177.5, if you would have told me before the game, if I had that 171.5, I'd have 40 points with a minute and a half left in the first quarter. I would take that in a heartbeat. And you got the better team trailing New York, which means, as you said, Gabe, they're going to get their points. You worry about Dallas, but I'm pretty confident New York somewhere along the line, like you said, is going to have a push and get some points in there. So not a bad little 177.5 for sure. Can we get your Jays to you got in? There you go.
I got a 179.5 though, full disclosure. So I got 79.5. I see 78.5 right now. Yeah, I've got the Blue Jays game on right now, actually, as well as the Dodger game, but we're in the bottom of the 5th in Baltimore. It's been a long game. They've been playing for a while here, and 6-4. There's a lot of baseball left. We're already at 10 runs. Baltimore were up 3-0, guys. Blue Jays tied it, made it 3-3. Then it was 6-3 for Baltimore. It's 6-4 right now, bottom of 5. I don't think the Blue Jays are done, Scott. Like, you're getting them plus 1.5, plus 105. They're plus 250 on the money line. A lot of baseball left here. I think the Blue Jays have a couple of runs left in them.
Yeah, I always kind of like to split your bet. Whatever your bet is, Gabe, $1, $10, $100. Put something on the money line at plus 260, and then as long as they're giving me odds with the 1.5, as they are, they're not great odds, plus 102, but at least I'm not laying odds. I'll take a little chance on, plus 1.5 as well. Split the bet. All right, SGP, same game parlay, coming up next.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They still need Kelsey to beat Kelsey at times. I think they will baby him again. He won't be out there for 70, 80 plays. He's going to be out there for 55 plays, somewhere in that range here to keep him healthy as the season goes on here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Plus the backup tight end there, he has some big games as well. So I think Kelsey is still very usable, but I think what you want to be careful about is you don't want to draft the name anymore.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live on the grid right here, Game Day. Scott and Gabriel Morency until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We got baseball, little WNBA, third segment in Game Live. You know what we do? SGP, same game parlay time. All right, we hit a couple of these last week, so we're playing with house money. That's what we like to do. Generally go conservative Mondays, Tuesdays, get a winner, and then play with the house money the rest of the week. So we'll keep it semi-conservative tonight. Going to use the Texas game against the Angels. I do love the Rangers. Playing great ball, 11-2 their last 13. Angels, they don't stink. They're a 500 club, but the Texas, as we told you in the 5 on the line, they own this series, 11-2 their last 13 games. So let's go Texas. Got to lay the 1.5. I will get greedy in this segment, minus the 126. I'm going to push the over-under up to 12.5. It is, 8.5. I'm just going to, just in case Texas wins 10-2, 9-3, like they might do with this kid pitcher, Kohanowitz, for the Angels. He stinks. So under 12.5. We're going to go Jacob deGrom to get his 6 strikeouts. Again, we're going to lower that from the 7.5, what his number really is, minus 420 on that. Then we're going to go with Seager, 2 bases at minus 145. He's been on fire, hitting over 300 in the month of July. He's really spearheaded this Texas team over the last 3 weeks or so. And then we'll go with Josh Jung, 1 hit, minus 230. He's got hits in like 6 of his last 7 games, actually doing a real good job getting on base. So we'll just go conservative with him, 1 hit at minus 230. So big numbers, not going to pay a lot. You see it there, plus the 447, but let's get a winner on Monday, and then we can play with house money the rest of the week. What do you think?
No, I like where you're going with this, and I'm going to play the Rangers as well. Listen, we all know when Jacob deGrom is healthy, how dominant he is, yet people have kind of forgotten about him almost, Scott, haven't they? Right? Yeah. And I remember, you used to take your shots at him and this and that, and
I did.
He's hurt all the time, and he has been, but so now he actually isn't, though, and he's 10-2. He's got a 2.8 ERA. His whip is 0.90. He's got 122 freaking strikeouts on the season. He's Jacob deGrom, everybody, and you're not. It's one of those deals again. You brought it up. Seager, one of the best players in the game, and when he's rolling, this team is dangerous. It's a dangerous baseball team right now. So I like where you're going. That we were talking about to record the win earlier. deGrom to record the win right now is minus 115. All right. deGrom, I'm going to go deGrom over to 6.5 strikeouts. It's over 7.5 plus money. 6.5, like minus 145, minus 150 neighborhood. I think deGrom, you look at his last 2 starts, 9, 8, 6, etc. I think he's in line tonight. He's really in a zone right now. His last 2 starts, he's been freaking dominant. You talked about this Kohanowitz kid here. His last start, Scott, was against this Texas Ranger team. You know what happened in this game? He gave 8 runs on 8 hits. 8 runs on 8 hits. Yeah.
Nice.
And how about this? Yeah, so how about this, too? There's an interesting stat. I know you like these trends, so I came prepared for you. Texas Rangers, Scott, 36-17 this year when they record 8 or more hits in a baseball game. Now, we got a pitcher that they just scored. They just scored 8 runs on and had 8 hits again. So you got to ask yourself, are the Rangers going to get to 8 hits tonight? I think they do, Scott. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then they're 36-17. Here's another interesting tidbit for everyone. Rangers, 21-6 to the over their team total last 27 games. For the record, it's 5.5 tonight, though. So they got to get to 6, though. It's pretty pricey.
That's a big number. And they have been contrarian to what they were at the beginning of the year, Gabe. They were, and they still are. And that just goes to show how far under they were. They used to be an under team, under. So they're 15-7 over their last 22, and they're still the number 1 under team in all of baseball, which again, but so I'm not surprised. I didn't know that stat, but that's a good one. Going 15-7 for the game, most of the damage has been Texas, so I'm not surprised that their team total is the one that really is probably carrying this over. Yeah,
that's not a small sample size either, right? That's a pretty nice number. Last 27 games, 21 overs.
I'm telling you, Gabe, we were talking about this with some of the downtime we've had this past week. That Texas team at right around 33-1. We brought it up last week when they were in the 40s. It's down to 30. They got the top of the line rotation. I love Eovaldi, as a Red Sox fan. He's terrific. I don't know why he doesn't stick with the club, but you got a top 2 in deGrom and Eovaldi. That could match up against anyone's top 2 in the American League. World Series-wise, I don't know as far as winning it, but that's not a bad number for them to get to the World Series and win the World Series, that Texas team. I like them from the beginning of the year.
It's cliche to say, so did I actually. It's cliche to say that you wouldn't want to have to play them in the playoffs, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you're the Tigers? Oh, good luck. You're playing the Rangers. Have fun.
Yeah. George Kurtz, baseball talk with him when we come back.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They still need Kelsey to beat Kelsey at times. I think they will baby him again. He won't be out there for 70, 80 plays. He's going to be out there for 55 plays, somewhere in that range here to keep him healthy as the season goes on here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Plus the backup tight end there, he has some big games as well. So I think Kelsey is still very usable, but I think what you want to be careful about is you don't want to draft the name anymore.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number one. Real quick, a WNBA update. The points are coming, not for the Liberty, unfortunately, at least not that many. 39-19 now, Dallas. Over-under is up to 182.5, so hopefully you guys jumped on that when it was 179, 177.5, and then Seattle blowing out Connecticut as we figured it would happen, 87-58. So we'll put that aside, though. Full slate of baseball. Let's bring in our good buddy, Mr. George Kurtz, SportsGrid host here on the grid. What's going on, George? How are you tonight?
Well, I'm doing better now that we find out that Tyler Guyton, the Cowboys' first-round pick from last season, does not have a torn ACL. He has a fracture there. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. So likely to miss week 1 versus Philadelphia, which a game I don't think they're going to win anyway, but could return for week 2, if not week 3.
Kurt's already looking forward to the Dallas Cowboys opener against the Philadelphia Eagles. I like how Scotty bypassed the Parsons drama, right? He's living in a little, there's no drama. But I told Kurtz, like, when the season win totals came out, that I thought the Cowboys would be better. Listen, the fact of the matter is they win regular season games when Dak Prescott plays, right? So if you want to talk about their win total and stuff, like, they do. And not just that they win, he's one of the biggest winners. And all the talk, too, with McCarthy, dude, he was one of the best coaches against the spread as well. So, like, all the criticism of the Cowboys and stuff, like, put in context, if you ask someone what Dak Prescott's record is, you know what his record is in the regular season? 76-46. That's like a lot of that's a high percentage, guys, as you know, for an NFL quarterback.
And isn't it, George, like 30-10 against the NFC East as well? Like, he's phenomenal against the NFC East, right?
His problem is not the regular season. It's not the NFC East. It's the playoffs. It's been this way every year. I mean, the example I would use is this. When Dallas
wasn't his fault, though, you were down 21-0 to the Packers, right? That was the defense, although I guess he did throw a pick or something, too. He didn't help you.
What was a pick six? All right, he threw a couple of picks, but I always say in that game when they played Green Bay, I bet Dallas. I really thought Dallas would win, but you guys know it's a little bit against me. Right? I generally bet against my teams here, but I had pregame Dallas to win. I saw Dak on the first series, and I could see he was aiming the ball, and I took everything in my account, put it on Green Bay, everything I had, because he just tell he was nervous and he wasn't feeling it. Like, here we go, it's the same old Dak we always see. So that's always going to be the thing with Dak. Yes, we know you can play during the regular season. I'm sure you'll play well. What can you do during the playoffs, assuming the Cowboys can get there this season, which is a pretty big assumption. We can't just go by, oh, no one's won the NFC East since 2003-04 back-to-back, so Philadelphia can't win. Yeah, that's more weird than anything else here. But Washington still might be a better team than the Cowboys as well. Maybe they win the NFC East.
Well, you got the perfect storm, though, right? I mean, you got the matchup. Now you got a quarterback who only excels in the regular season, and you got a head coach whose father only excelled in the regular season. His bugaboo was the postseason. But, this year getting to the playoffs would be a good step for Dallas, right?
I think if you're looking at it as a whole, if you told me Dallas was going to get to the playoffs here, I think that'd be a successful season. Assuming it's not one of those weird years where they went 8-9 and got in, because I think it'll be. I don't think they win the division. So you're going to be battling with, let's say, Washington, whoever doesn't win the North. So even the Bears might be there. The Vikings could be there. Certainly the Packers will be there. Even the Falcons or the Buccaneers will be there. Then almost every team in the NFC West seems to be there. So they're battling with a lot of teams, and their schedule, although I wouldn't call it crazy hard, is not easy. As they're playing, I believe, the NFC North is playing the Packers, playing the Lions here, and I think they're playing the AFC West as well, another tough division.
I'm not ready to say that the Cowboys make the playoffs. I was intrigued by their win total. But I'll tell you what, guys, it's up to 7.5 right now, minus 140 to the over. Over 6.5 is minus 200 right now. So you got to get to 8 wins. I'd be more comfortable betting that than saying, like, there's some good teams in the NFC now. Look at the NFC West, guys. I'm not fully sold on the Niners. Like, I don't think they're Super Bowl this or that, but they're still going to win some football games. I think Arizona are going in the right direction. The Rams are going to win football games. Seattle are an intriguing team. They do have a lot of talent, the Seattle Seahawks. You talk about the NFC North. I think J.J. McCarthy's going to be just fine with the Vikings, right? Will the Bears be suddenly good? I don't think the Lions are going to be as bad. I don't think the Lions fall off the face of the earth like so many people do because they lost their coordinators. They're going to have Hutchinson back. People aren't talking about that enough. And the East, all right, and the South, all right, the South, whoever wins the division. And other than that is whatever. But just for the record, guys, the Cowboys to make the playoffs, plus 190 right now. Yes is plus 190. No is minus 240. I don't want to lay to 240, but if you ask me now if the Cowboys make the playoffs, I'd say no, Kurtz.
I think that's a safe bet because so many of the teams, including a lot of the teams you mentioned, are going to be right there with the Cowboys. They're on the same hub here. They can't all make it. Only 3 can make it here. San Fran, Minnesota, Green Bay, whoever doesn't win the South, Atlanta or Tampa. There's going to be so many teams that are just as good or close to as good or maybe a little bit better than the Cowboys.
I like Atlanta. I'll just throw it out there. I like Atlanta this year. I think Atlanta can win the division.
I think they can too, but I think they are a wild card team. But I don't know. I don't know if I completely trust Penix yet. I need to see more of him before I start putting him in there. I think they can battle with Tampa. They did beat Tampa twice last year, when you think about that. But they still didn't win the division.
Remember, they nearly beat Washington on that Sunday nighter, or whatever it was, Sunday night or Monday night or whatever it was. I think it was a crazy primetime game.
That was a crazy game. That
was like Penix's second start or first start. He nearly beat Daniels on the road. I think Penix will be fine, guys. I think I legitimately do.
How about San Fran? Gabe, you said that.
Yeah.
I want to write off San Fran, but man, you look at their schedule. Their over-under is only 10.5. They don't have anybody. I mean, you name the 6 literally best teams in the NFL, none are on their schedule. No Baltimore, no Cincinnati, no Buffalo, no Kansas City, no San Diego or LA Chargers, no Detroit Lions, no Philadelphia Eagles. They don't play anybody this year. So I want to go under on them, George, but it's 10.5. How are they going to lose 8 games or 7 games?
They open in Seattle. So you have Sam Darnold, first game with the Seahawks. It's a big rivalry game. Let's call it a toss-up. It's a toss-up game, right? 49ers at Seahawks. But you're right, Scott. It's a soft landing here, right? 49ers at Saints. I think the Saints will be the worst team in the NFL this year. Cardinals at 49ers, winnable game for the Niners. Jaguars at 49ers. 49ers, Rams battle. 49ers, Bucks toss-up. Falcons, 49ers. 49ers, Texans. 49ers, Giants. Rams at Niners. Niners, Cards. Panthers at Niners. Niners at Browns. Yes, Scott, look at that. Like late November. You get the Panthers, you get the Browns, you get the Titans, and you get the Colts for a month. And then, man, it's a pretty nice month there for the Niners. So I can't argue that.
Right.
But devil's advocate, can you trust Christian McCaffrey to stay healthy?
No,
Is Brock
I
Purdy
can't. That's why I
that
want to
good?
say no.
Is Ayuk
I
that,
want to
you know
say
what I mean?
no.
Dude, like Kittle's old. They're old, bro. They're always hurt.
Ayuk
What do
is
you think,
probably
George?
not playing till October at the earliest. All right, so you know you're going to have him. And to think they're going to get over 10.5, you probably have to believe that Ayuk is not only going to play, but play well when he comes back and be Ayuk. Other than that, it's Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall, who I like both guys, but I like them better as 2 and 3 than I do as a number 1. And someone's got to be there. The offensive line is not as good as it once was, right? It's getting older. The defense is not what the Niners used to have. They let several guys go. They didn't resign it. Remember, they had to give Purdy the monster deal.
They
here. So all the guys
mismanaged
have
their
to go.
cap, guys. Like they pay
Yes,
too few players too much money. You know what I mean?
They did. They need Purdy to be better than a game manager. He's going to have to be that guy to lead them to some victories and make players around him better. McCaffrey cannot get hurt. All right, he's not going to play 17,
But he always
has
gets
to
hurt.
play 14.
You're a fantasy guy.
banking
Would
on
you
it.
take him? Would you take him? You're a fantasy guy.
Dynasty League draft I'm in. This Dynasty League, it doesn't really change much here. I got him in the 6th round. That's incredibly. I couldn't believe he was still there. That lets you know that no one believes he's staying healthy.
Yeah, you could draft him. Would you start him, though? Is he going to be your starting quarterback in fantasy?
Starting running back? See if he's starting as
Purdy.
long as he's healthy.
We were talking
absolutely.
about McCaffrey, but yeah, Purdy. No, Scott. I think Purdy is good, but I think he was better when he had all those guys around him.
Yeah. Talk some baseball, George, on the other side.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They still need Kelsey to beat Kelsey at times. I think they will baby him again. He won't be out there for 70, 80 plays. He's going to be out there for 55 plays, somewhere in that range here to keep him healthy as the season goes on here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Plus the backup tight end there, he has some big games as well. So I think Kelsey is still very usable, but I think what you want to be careful about is you don't want to draft the name anymore.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in game live on the grid. Game day. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. Talking with Sports Grid host George Kurtz. George, I tell you, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm really not. But I can't remember the last time we had you on when I said, nice job by the Yankees. They're winning tonight because they're losing again tonight. 3-2 to Tampa Bay. Yankees at home in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yanks getting plus 116, over under 8.5. Your thoughts on it? Are we going to blame Boone for this setback as well? Because he seems to be the fault for all the other Yankee losses.
Well, probably not. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone to blame here. The Yankees aren't hitting. All right, they did score 2 runs in the first inning, and both those runs scored on bases loaded walks, so Rasmussen couldn't find the plate. So it sort of is what it is. The offense has gone cold since. I think they've, at one point, they had 10 straight batters retired here. So when you blame Boone is for one of the Yankee big problems that the bullpen is shot. It's just done. And tonight is one of those reasons why. Because he removed his starter. Granted, he had 3 runs in 4 1/3, but he removed them at the 4 1/3. It's 3-2. You can't do that. You can't have this bullpen giving you 4+ innings. And he did it so often in April and May. I said it several times on the show that this is going to catch up to the Yankees eventually. And it caught up to a lot sooner than I thought it would in early July, but it is what it is here. Boone just can't do that. I don't care if it's a rookie pitcher. He's got to throw more pitches here. Or else it kills you in the long run here. Because once again, the Yankee bullpen is going to need to get, 13, 14 outs. They're not built for that.
You just got to get Judge back healthy too, right? That's moving forward. Worry about getting into the playoffs. Get Judge get healthy, and once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. We were talking about it earlier with the Texas Rangers, who aren't done yet, but hard to blame. I know what you mean, Scott. They blame Boone for everything. It's funny. Remember, they loved him years ago because Boone would yell at the, my guys are, what do you say? My guys are killers or whatever. Whatever, blah, blah. That didn't last long. Remember the fans? That's our, what was his line, Kurtz? When he said, my guys are effing killing the ball. What did he say to the up there?
I think it was in Toronto he did this when, because I think Brett Gardner got called out on a strike, and Gardner was banging the dugout with his bat. And he was like, my guys are warriors or something like that up there. That's what he was yelling about. Yeah.
And everyone loved it. They were like, oh, what a guy. Stands up for the players. And now, Scott, years later, people hate him. It's like, oh, Boone, shut up. That's all you do is complain to the up. That's your act.
3 times this year, guys. 3 times. He's not arguing as much this year. He's made a concerted effort not to argue. Because I think he thinks that they don't want to hear him. He argues, Boyle cried.
But I'm just saying, with Judge being out now, that's kind of a pass, right? I mean, let's just be real. Now you don't have Judge.
Got an excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But you do this every year with the Yankees. There'll be an excuse next year. Someone will get hurt. Maybe it's not Judge. Maybe it's Cole again. We don't have Cole all year. When you lost Cole and you lost Hill, I don't know if I expected much for the Yankees to do much, but the Yankees did. All right. Listen, I told Scott yesterday, I have a hard time believing that Judge is returning in 10 days. But that's what Boone told us, right? He's going to come back in 10 days. He'll be fine. He can swing a bat. He'll DH for 10 days. We'll put him on a throwing program. He'll be in the outfield in 20 days, right? That's what he said. All right, I have a hard time believing that. I mean, an immensely hard time believing that Aaron Judge is going to return in 10 days from a sprained UCL. All right, that seems pie in the sky sort of thing here. And we also heard, by the way, that there were some rumors. I forget which writer reported this, that if Judge's injury was deemed to be more serious from the get-go, the Yankees are going to mail it in and be sellers by the deadline Thursday at 6 p.m.
Man, I don't know if you guys.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I saw Dustin May to the Yankee rumors, George. I don't know what the hell that's about. I'm like, that's not happening.
I don't think so. What would the Yankees have?
Why would
Dodgers
they?
Want? I mean,
I don't understand that either. I don't, and so the Dodgers want bats too, so I don't really see what that would do. Supposedly, like a lot of people, Dustin May's on the market for a bat, and I saw the New York media talking about Dustin May to the Yankees, and I was thinking, number one, what do the Yankees have? Would it be Jazz? Would that be it? And they're such rivals, guys. I don't see that. It's not the Red Sox and Yankees, but it kind of is in a way. Like the Dodgers and Yankees.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do a deal. Like, I wouldn't do a deal together. I'm a Dodger fan. I would stay away from it personally.
They made a deal. It was a minor league deal. But a deal last year. I think Sweeney was involved. The only thing I can see is Trent Grisham. The Yankees do have extra outfield, especially if and when Judge returns. They're already playing the game of 4 guys for 3 spots. For a minor league player, the only offensive player besides Spencer Jones, who's not being traded, neither is George Lombard, so forget about that, would be Everson Pereira, who was once a higher level prospect, who's cooled off some. I guess they would move him, but I don't think the Dodgers are not doing that straight up for May. I wouldn't think anyway, but the Yankees do need starters, at least one, but the Yankees need bullpen help much more.
This is from 2 hours ago, just for the record. Yankees emerging as front runner in trade for Dodgers pitcher. Like, it's from Newsweek right now. Yeah.
Every other game for the Dodgers is a bullpen by committee game. Why would they trade away one of the guys they actually start and pitch 5-6 innings.
Yeah, the Dodgers can't afford to be giving up Dustin May. Like you said, their pitchers are always hurt. Like, it makes no sense, any of this. But we're in baseball rumor season now, right?
I'll take Matt.
Just because it's printed on the internet doesn't mean it's going to happen, Scott, or it's true.
That's true. That is true.
90% won't happen.
You got to lay the big wood with Cleveland or the Rangers tonight, George?
I think it's the one game I stayed away from, if I remember correctly there. Cleveland, Clase's gone, right? The second guy, I guess, who's handling when he shouldn't be. So that's sort of a mess there right now. I think Texas does win the game. If anything, I might go the under in this contest. I don't think many runs are going to be scored, though. Jacob deGrom on the mound. But I like Texas. I told you yesterday, Scott, I like Texas to get back in this. We're 4 games out. Love the pitching staff. I think they will make a move here. Love Seattle as well. I think it's going to be a battle to the end there. I think Houston is just dying.
All right. How about the Metsies? Metsies Padres, you got the Sunday night, Monday night road trip system in play, which has been very, very good this year. I don't have I think it's like 8-2, 9-2, 10-2. You played Sunday night and you got to travel Monday and play the next day. You end up losing, getting plus 110 at San Diego.
Yeah, I lean towards the Padres there. And Dylan Cease could be his last start for the team. Remember, his name is being mentioned quite a lot that he could be on the move here. That would be something I think the Padres move Cease where they're going to move him and yet acquire another starter. Cease a free agent after the year. They know they're not re-signing him.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. See how well he does. George, great job as always. Hopefully you get some winners, and we'll do it again soon. Thanks, man.
Anytime.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They still need Kelsey to beat Kelsey at times. I think they will baby him again. He won't be out there for 70, 80 plays. He's going to be out there for 55 plays, somewhere in that range here to keep him healthy as the season goes on here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Plus the backup tight end there, he has some big games as well. So I think Kelsey is still very usable, but I think what you want to be careful about is you don't want to draft the name anymore.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe closing out hour number 1. Thanks again, George Kurtz, for joining us, as he does from time to time right here on SportsGrid. SportsGrid host. Last segment, hour number 1. You know what we do. Time for our Black Cloud Play of the Day. All right, we are 57-32, and we're going to do something tonight we really don't do too often, to be honest about this. So we're 25 games over 500, And what we're going to do is we're going to lay the big juice tonight with the Texas Rangers minus the 205. I do like them. We don't generally, because numbers can be deceiving when it comes to baseball record-wise. You just go straight up. But most of these are hockey or NBA plays. So we've done a pretty good job with this, and we try and stay away with the monster favorites. But they're not that many games. And listen, I think they're going to win. I really do. We're playing with house money, being so many games over 500. You got DeGrom on the hill. The Rangers are on fire. They're playing their best ball, 11-2 their last 13. They own this series, 10-2 their last 12. The Kohanowitz dude is pitching for the Angels. The rookie, he stinks. I just don't see Texas losing this game. I don't want to take a chance and then lay the run and a half. You might be able to. Maybe you do what Gabe has suggested, take DeGrom to win the game. But for our purposes for this, just Texas minus the 205, as they should beat the LA Rangers. Keyword there, Gabe, should.
Yeah, you know what? We agree with this game. It's pricey for me. I'm going to attack it from a DeGrom to record the win perspective. You know, that's how you could also go DeGrom to record the win over 6.5 strikeouts. But there's a lot to like about the Texas Rangers tonight, guys. Scott mentioned Kohanowitz on the hill here tonight. His last start, he gave 8 runs to this Texas Ranger team. He hasn't pitched since. So the Rangers lit him up the last time they saw him. He gave up 8 runs on 8 hits. The Rangers, incidentally, are 36-17 on the season when they have 8 or more hits this year. They're on a 21-6 over team total run right now. Scott talked about them tearing the cover off the baseball. Was it 15-7 last 22 to the over, 21-6 over last 2017 total to the over. And we talk about DeGrom. He's Jacob DeGrom again. When he plays, the guy's amazing. 10-2. He's got a 0.90 whip. His strikeout over 6.5 minus 150 or the 7.5 plus money. Or as you stated in the same game parlays, I don't mind that, Scott. I often will adjust it too, right? You can lower it a little bit if you want, the exact strikeout. Say, I'll go over 5.5 and we will pay this price or whatnot and put it in the same game parlay. But I'm playing DeGrom to record the win at minus 115 and DeGrom over 6.5 strikeouts in this game.
All right. We'll get back to the baseball board in a second. I did want to bring up something. This is really goofy. Listen, I get it's a WNBA, right? So halftime, Dallas leads the New York Liberty 63-36. Your girl's got 1 point. Somehow or another, Sabrina Ionescu only has 1 point. 1 stinking point. They fell behind by double digits 2 minutes into this game. They just didn't come to play. I looked at their schedule, Gabe. I mean, this is the stupid part, right? They play Minnesota next, so this is a look-ahead spot. Minnesota, best team, right? Rematch of the championship last year. Then they follow that up with 2 at Connecticut. Then they follow that up with 2 more against Dallas. Then they follow that up with 1 more against Minnesota. So their next 7 games are played against 3 teams. I mean, how moronic is that? I mean, WNBA, I know you don't have a lot of clubs, but still, that's as stupid can be in my world. You're going to play Dallas 3 times in less than a week and a half. You're going to play Connecticut back-to-back, both on the road, as strange as that sounds. But this was a look-ahead spot for them.
The WNBA schedule's always been twisted. And a lot of it is controlled by the networks. You know, they didn't have much power before, so they were, you're going to play now, and, we're going to counter-program this and that while you're on. But they are bigger now, and they have to adjust. They have a lot of things to fix. I think the commissioner has a lot on her plate to sort of tweak things. But as you mentioned with Sabrina, and people have bet, Sabrina props can know, right? She's one of those players, Scott, I swear to God, bro. Whenever I bet on her, she does this to me. She's 0 for 5 from the field. She's got 1 freaking point. She's a minus 30. And when I don't take her, she's 8 for 8 from 3, Scott. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't think I've ever seen a minus 30 in the first half.
Not even a game. The first half. In 20 minutes, Scott. Not even 24. Like 20 minutes.
You couldn't try any less, right? I mean, it's my.
Like if you and I played, I know
the second worst team behind Connecticut in the WNBA.
You often overblow your athletic abilities, but I think you can pull that off. Be a minus 30 in the first half, you can do that.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They still need Kelsey to beat Kelsey at times. I think they will baby him again. He won't be out there for 70, 80 plays. He's going to be out there for 55 plays, somewhere in that range here to keep him healthy as the season goes on here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Plus the backup tight end there, he has some big games as well. So I think Kelsey is still very usable, but I think what you want to be careful about is you don't want to draft the name anymore.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Hour number 2, Scott and Gabe till 10 p.m. Eastern time. We got baseball, a little WNBA, touch a little bit on the NFL with all the camps opening up. Let's bring in our next guest as we take a look at all the action that's going on and a few baseball games starting here a little while with our good buddy Sean Higgs. You follow him on Twitter at Mr. Sean Higgs. The Believe Network, his podcast, winnersandwhiners.com is the website. It's a beautiful website. I told you, Sean, many times I love that name. So what's going on today, Sean? How are you?
Yeah, let's see. I got the Jays over looking good. Red Sox not too good. I heard you guys talk about Texas.
Really?
I do like the over in that Texas game, though. I like the over with you there. And Gabe, what you said about the Grom for the win minus 115, a lot better than laying the juice there. A lot better than laying the juice.
You look at his numbers on the season, and he's on fire right now. I just want to, what is this, your Frank Costanza Cruise Collection shirt you busted out here tonight, Sean? I like the shirt.
My crazy Bucky's button. Yeah, come on, look at this bad boy. I got pants on. Look at these nice buttons.
I had to comment on the shirt. Very nice. But, yeah, DeGrom minus 115 to record the win tonight. You know it. Listen, you're in Texas. Rangers are hot right now. Seagers come alive. As a team, they've come alive right now. And the kid that's on the hill for the Angels got lit up in his last start against this Ranger team. Right? There's a lot to like about the Rangers tonight.
Yeah, they're finally starting to hit the ball. And the last time these guys played, it was like 5-1, 5-2 in like the second inning. So I'm thinking a little revenge spot there for Texas, right? They got to their ace last game. DeGrom's pitching well. They're finally starting to hit a little bit. I know Seattle made the trade, right? They got Naylor to probably grab somebody else, and they're maybe the trendy pick to overtake Houston. But I think you got to give Texas a shot, man. Between DeGrom and Evaldi pitching, if they hit a little, this is a solid club. I mean, last year they got no pitching. This year they had no hitting. They could hit a little. I don't know. They could be playoff bound. I think the AL's wide open.
The AL's wide open, to tell you the truth, Sean.
Yeah.
I mean,
even
the NL, I don't think the Dodgers.
500. They're plus 500 right now to win the AL West, the Rangers.
I think they have the best pitcher in the AL West. They got the best pitcher.
Yeah.
Mariners plus 360. Good. I wouldn't lay the 230 with the Astros, but, just because of the price. But, speaking of the Astros, just a quick check. We bet the Valdez to record the win in this game. And they're not hitting for him, Scott. We got a scoreless game after 4 innings. We're going to the top of the fifth, and we're scoreless. In-game total now 3.5.
He's like the Jacob deGrom of the old Mets. That's why I said, when we were talking about it, Sean, they've won 13 straight starts with him on the hill, but 7, over half, have been by 1 run. And there's like a lot of 2-1, 2-1, 3-2s in there. You're right, Gabe. They don't score for him.
Look at the lineup.
It's weird when a team knows the pitcher's good, they don't score, huh? You see, you know what I mean, with Steens, like you've seen it with DeGrom before. It used to happen with Kershaw like 15 years ago when Kershaw was young and a stud. Be like, damn, Kershaw just threw like a one-hitter, but they lost 2-0. Clemens with the Houston Astros years ago, same thing. I remember when Clemens went to Houston. I swear to God, like same thing, man. The guy was like going 7-8 innings every start, giving up no runs, and he never would win the game. It was crazy.
But those teams had offensive play. Come on, this team's led by what, 36-year-old Altuve.
I know.
You got
they've overachieved all year. You know it, right? It was surprising.
It's a surprise. I mean, the offense was going to be questionable with Yordi in there. He's been out the whole year. Walker hasn't been all that great. I like Pena. I like Jeremy Pena. I think he's a nice player. But really, look at this offense. You're shocked that they win games 2-1. I mean, they're an under machine. Solid pitching, even though half their staff's on the injured list still. The bullpen's solid, and they can't hit a lick. They average what? It seems like they average like 3 runs a game. But somehow they run off 10 in a row. They're 10 games under, and then they're 20 games over 500. Like, how does this team do it? That's just in them, though. They just kind of grind out, and here they are.
The Rays of the Southwest, where the Rays are the same thing. It's like, how do they do that? How are the Rays winning still, right? Because the Astros kind of cleaned house, and think about it, Scott. The Astros kind of said, we're resetting this year. They weren't that good to start the year. They had that stupid idea with Altuve playing left field and stuff. Yeah. But here they are right now, minus 230 to win the effing division.
And look at their staff.
Like they won it by default.
And Framber. How many guys on the injured list? Their other 5 starters are all on the injured list. Every one. Yeah.
I think also with Texas not doing well at the beginning of the year and Seattle not, it was almost like here's the division, go ahead, take it, and they played well for a little while. But I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make the postseason. I really would. 17 guys on the IL, but that's you can get away with that for a little while, but eventually, that's tough. So you want to do anything with Mets going for their 8th straight win tonight against San Diego?
I like the Padres. Padres run line for me here. I think it's plus 160. At least it was earlier I was looking at. Plus 160 this morning. And this is more of a spot where, all right, the Mets are off 2 nice sweeps. They're on the West Coast. Sunday night game. Cease has been bad his last couple starts. Gives up 3-4 runs. Has not been well. I just think this is a spot where they get picked off. I mean, I'm all for you're streaking. I don't want to go against teams when they're winning a lot. But I just feel this spot is a Padres spot. And it's kind of counterproductive because Cease has been bad, and the Padres are another team, bunch of offensive guys, right? You look at the lineup, you think they score a lot more runs, and they struggle sometimes. I just think I'd rather take the plus 160 and take a stab at a big payday there than doing a Mets at plus 105 or whatever they're at. Speechless, huh?
How about Pittsburgh? Not many times you can lay $130 against the Pittsburgh Pirates on the road. They have lost 10 of their last 11 road games. They have the fewest runs in all of baseball, and they're 8-28 their last 36 road games. And yet, as you see, I can lay only $132 with the Giants at home.
Well, I mean, here's another team. I mean, I think we say it's about how many teams. The hitting has just been atrocious. This is the worst year of hitting. Everybody is a team hitting 230. Yeah. This is another bunch of guys, right? Devers comes over, he can't hit.
This is modern baseball, Higgs.
Huh?
Right? I mean, 220 used to get you cut. And now 220 with, 30 home runs gets you $25 million.
You're batting third in the lineup getting $26 million.
You're batting third, yeah.
Wisenhut's supposed to be a good kid. I saw him pitch against
Listen, let me just say this, Scott and Higgs. We'll put it, and you like you said, Scott, let's keep it simple, stupid sometimes. How about the Pirates? 13-37 on the road.
Yeah.
13-37, bro. It's minus 130. That's almost one of those. You've had a couple of drinks at the sports book in the casino. Yeah, you didn't cap the game, but the Pirates suck. You know what I mean? It's you go up to the win and you're and they're 13-37 on the road. San Francisco 28-23. coming off the tough series against the Mets. It's a classic spot for the Giants tonight. We got to take the Giants.
Yeah, but do you want to lay with the way they're playing? I don't want to lay 130. Again, this would be a run line. I'm going to say, it's good.
It's 30 cents only. So you're saying you'd rather do the 1.5 at plus 165. You're going all in.
Yes. I'm always looking for that.
I'm safe, Scott. I'm more stingy than Higgs here. What about you, Scott? I'm going to go with the minus 130.
You want to hear a crazy stat, guys, with this Pittsburgh Pirate team? I brought this up yesterday. Out of 106 games, they have been involved in 27 shutouts, 13-4, 14 against. Over 1 out of every 4 Pittsburgh Pirate games ends in a shutout this year. How crazy is that?
Total is 8 tonight. Total is 8 for the record.
There was a bet. I'd bet, shutout. You want to give me plus 3-1, 4-1? I mean, Sean Higgs, winners and winders. More when we come back on the other side.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 2. Talk with Sean Higgs. Winnersandwinders.com is the website. Believe Network as well. Quick little update, WNBA. We got our winner in the board with Paige Becker. Boy, I did love that.
Great call.
Man, I really did like that. When things, Gabe, happen that are supposed to happen, gambling is so easy, right? I mean, she was supposed to come out. She didn't play yesterday. She got a little criticism for that. And she got Beckers has her 17 points. So now we just need ISU to get a little something. And she's got 6. She's doing okay. She's picking up here in the second half. They're still getting killed.
Yeah, you know what?
Playing, right?
Let her cook.
Paige just hit a big 3. But as far as Sabrina, one thing with the total here, we'll see. You know, as soon as New York went on a little bit of a run here, Dallas just responded. I think with a 5-0 run, we just got a timeout, 6:32 left in the third. 12-11, though, Scott, in the third quarter. You know, we wondered at the half, what would New York do? Would they pack it up? You talked about playing Minnesota next, right? And they haven't packed it up. Like, they're playing hard here. They're trying to get back in the game. But Dallas are playing well tonight. But as far as the total is concerned, I mean, it keeps on rolling right now, right? I mean, how about this, guy? We're up to 194.5, dude. I got it in at 197 and 179.5. It's 194.5 now. 75-47. And quickly, you talked about that interesting number with the Pirates. 1-4 Pirate games this year ends up in a shutout. The Pirates to not score a run tonight is plus 900, and the Giants not to score a run tonight is plus 1,200. So those are the odds on the alternate team totals tonight.
What do you think, Sean? Would you bet both of those?
I would lean
They're
towards
not
the
great
Pirate
pitchers
one.
tonight. That's the problem, I was going to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the kid from the Giants, at least you got a rookie, you got a guy they're not familiar with. You know, how many times, no matter what team you like, you've seen some rookie come in and just stymie your team. It doesn't matter whether it's 2025 or 1995. Some guy comes up in August and just you're 7 innings, 2-run ball, he strikes out 6. You're like, what the hell just happened here?
Oh,
I can see that
like
tonight.
a guy
I can see
in his
this guy
first
going
start.
6 innings and giving up 2 hits and no runs.
I'm not saying this is first start, but I always like that Higgs in, Scott. I'm always a fan of that with pitchers like the kid's first start from Double-A. Even big league hitters, they don't know him, Scott, right? You know, he'll look great in his first start. He'll get lit the F up in his third and fourth start. Like once they see some tape, they'll be like, "All right, kid, you're not doing that again."
He's got nothing.
And
This is his first start. First start with so numbers and minors. Yeah, he's 24.
And
young guy.
And they think they're going to kill him, so any work they're supposed to do, they don't do, right? It's like, yeah, whatever. Double-A pitcher, Triple-A pitcher will kill him, you know. And then they,
but this is one of those
out.
deals now, Scott, where you almost have to bet it because if you don't bet it, you'll be like, "Son of a bitch!" Morency told me it was plus 900 too, and I didn't bet it. You would have brought it up.
You said they had 13 wins on the road. You think they're putting in work anyway? They're in last place. They're 20 games out. They're not putting in any work no matter who's pitching.
Well, all I know is 13
37.
shutouts for and 14 against. That's a lot of shut. Man, one out of every 4. That is a crazy stat. That really is. So, I
guess you got to get a team total under in that one. Team total under Pirates.
Got it. You have to do it. They're a weird team, and they're just awful on the road. So
Dodgers up 5-1.
Are we going to get Skeens traded, Sean? What's that, Gabe?
Dodgers up 5-1, just for the record. They blew. It was 3-1 all night. They sort of added a couple of more runs. We're in the top of the 8th right now. Skeens isn't getting traded.
Here's the thing, though, with that, Gabe, and I think we talked about it. How the heck you got that guy locked in a crap contract for the next few years, and you're not trying to build people around him? You know, the Angels are bringing in Kikuchi and Travis d'Arnaud and just guys to try to win.
Sucks in Pittsburgh. He's a terrible owner.
So Skeens should ask for a trade. He said, you know what? You can't give out the $75,000 bonus for a guy who gets 400 at bats. Please trade me. And that's that.
You know what's crazy? No Pirate fan would even blame him. Like normally, when a player demands and wants out, oh, he's a big diva, he's a big this and that. No one could blame him, Wetzel. If Paul Skeens, like any off-season's agent, said, "Listen, we can't do this. He's a pitcher." Yeah, and the thing is, guys, too, it's not like he's Ohtani or Soto or something. He's a pitcher. You guys, you see it, man. Your arm can fall off at any time when you're a pitcher. You don't know. It's not guaranteed to have a 15-year career. This guy,
trade him.
And except for bobblehead day, if you look at when he pitches, Gabe, even at home, and Sean. They don't get sellout crowds. They still get crowds in the teens when he pitches. The only time they got sold-out crowds was last weekend when they were, dedicating the weekend to a local rapper, believe it or not. I mean,
I saw that in Montreal, guys, and the Expos were dead. The same thing, Scott, in the last years of the Expos. The only time they ever drew was on bobblehead night. And I was like, a bunch of losers come on bobblehead night or dollar hot dog night, but you don't come when Barry Bonds is playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know the Yanks got McCann, right? But you could have went here and got Brian Hayes and maybe Mitch Keller or Andrew Haney. They need pitching. How are they still holding on to these guys?
Thing is, O'Neal Cruz is good too. Like, they have a couple of good young players too. They just don't seem to care. They don't care. Like, this is why I always tell people, guys, when people talk about stadiums, oh, well, this team needs a new stadium. Dude, this new stadium shine wears off. It's like giving a kid a Christmas toy present on Christmas Day. New stadium's cool for a year. Like, that's, like, I'm telling you guys, the owner in Pittsburgh lives off that stadium. Well, look at my stadium. It's beautiful. Yeah, but your team sucks, and people have already been up. They don't want to go see the team anymore.
Less teams. No team in Vegas, Oakland, Tampa. Get rid of both Florida teams. There's so many teams you can get rid of. Less teams. Yeah.
Give me a bad team in an old stadium versus give me a good team in a bad stadium versus a good team in a bad stadium. It's
not the stadium. It's the team.
It's
right?
not.
You know what I mean?
It's not. Yeah.
It's
not that way as Tampa Bay, where Tampa Bay fans don't show up at all, if there are any. Because they've been a good team and they don't show up down in Tampa.
Yeah, but it's St. Petersburg. You know what I mean? If you put them in downtown, you see it, Scott. Like the Lightning fans are great for hockey. And the Bucks draw when they win. Because St. Petersburg isn't Tampa. Too. No, you're right. Look at Florida. I mean, Florida is just a bad baseball state. It's called out for what it is. Pro baseball has never done well there.
Except for yeah, even the Dolphins. And I'm a huge Dolphin fan.
When's the last time Miami Hurricanes sold a game out? I don't remember.
Never. Yeah. Sean, great job, man. Winnersandwhiters.com. Check out his website.
He was already doing the dusting of the spot of where this one was going to go after Augusta this year. And the players, he's had this insane start to the year. We won 3 times. Surely Scotty Scheffler isn't going to have a resume by July that's going to be way better. It's just, there's no way. But here we are. It's Scotty Scheffler with 2 majors on the year.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Be able to get in the college football playoff. And the 3 games I mentioned, if they win at least one of those, guess what? They'll finish 10-2, and they'll be in the college football playoff without fail. So I think when it all comes down to it, that's really what this is about, team success as much as it is individual success. And if Arch has this team playing well and winning 10 games, I think the Heisman numbers are going to be there to back that up just based off of the offense that they play and how they move the football.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I think he's on easily the back 9 of his career at this point. A lot of fans I see on social media saying, oh, we got to sign this guy. We got to sign this guy. Something left here with Noah Fant? What gives?
I think they were ready to move on from him as a veteran, but I think Fant is like a number 2 tight end for a contender who can play a lot. I think that would interest me. And I almost been looking around trying to find a good landing spot for him. And I've settled on what if he were to go back to the Broncos and sort of back up Evan Ingram?
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to the running back situation, I think Browns fans were pumped to see what Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins were going to look like, especially because Judkins is a Buckeye. This is Buckeye territory up here. Ohio State fans were super excited about that. It let a lot of air out of the tire when it looked like this kid's going to miss at least the first 6 games of the season. So they could have a good running back, Tim.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid on a Monday evening. What do we got? 24 past the hour, hour number 2. Scott and Gabe until 10 p.m. Eastern time. Again, thanks to Sean Higgs. Winnersandwhiters.com. Check out his website. So, got a couple baseball games here, Gabe. Your Jays are down 11-4. That's all but over. Stankies still trail 3-2, bottom of the 8th, or top of the 8th. Check that, top of the 8th inning. You grab the Stanks plus 255 if you won. Dodgers had opened up over Cincinnati 5-1. Reds coming up a nice sweep of Tampa Bay over the weekend. Phillies, you want to go there? We got two decent teams trailing. You got Philadelphia trailing at the White Sox 4-2. Top 7. They got a runner on base. You can grab Philadelphia plus 4-1 or 1.5 runs plus 140. And then in the battle of the NL Central, you got the Brewers spot the Cubs a 3-0 lead. Now lead the Cubbies 5-3. Bottom of the 6th, Cubs are 5-1. If you think you want to come back on the Cubbies.
Yeah, you know what you're getting. That's an interesting series, isn't it? Big time rivalry, obviously. Yeah. We haven't talked about that much with the Cubs and the Brew Crew and other teams, Scott, that every year people think, well, they're not going to go over their win total again this year. They can't do it, right? And every year, somehow, here are the Brew Crew right in the mix. Big time series for them. The Cubs are plus 450, dude. They're only down 2 runs, right? You got 3 more at bats, 9 more outs to give. One thing you'll see, Scott, I'm not adverse to the longer shots, like when a team is down by 1 goal, two runs in a baseball game in the modern era, things can change in a hurry. So from an in-game perspective, I think plus 450 with the Cubs isn't a crazy bet. That's a pretty nice number, being down 2 runs only right now. I want to note, too, that the Astros are finally on the board, which helps my Valdez prop, because Valdez is still in the game, Scott, in the 6th inning right now, but they broke through. They put a run on the board in the 5th inning, so that's good because, he usually gets taken out of the game after 6, right? I mean, maybe he'll go 7 tonight, etc., but he's normally that, 6-inning guy all the time. So I'm glad we got that run on the board. So I got Valdez to record the win, and hopefully I can get another run on the board for my Astros. I played them both, but I put a little bit more on the Valdez to get the win at plus 100.
Yeah, he is he's a 5-6 inning pitcher. He doesn't go 7, 8, 9. He's got 87 pitches right now. In fact, his ounce prop, they put it at 18.5. Yeah.
Wow. So this will be it, Scott, I would imagine. He's going to be at 95 or whatever. I don't think he pitches the 7th inning. This will be it for him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That stinks. Good thing for you is he gets credit for the runs in the bottom of the 6th. So he pitches through 6. Hopefully he tacks the Astros tack on a run or 2, and then come 7th inning, whoever the pitcher is.
He's the pitcher of decision as of right now, right? So he's the pitcher of decision. He gets taken out, that's fine. He's the pitcher of decision for this game. But I need to so I got that. But I also played the minus 1.5. And as far as, the Texas game coming up, guys, we're going to approach it the same way. Scott's going to lay the juice with the Rangers. The Black Cloud, hopefully, is not tonight. But lay the juice with the Rangers. I'm going to go DeGrom minus 115, and I'm going to go DeGrom over 6.5 strikeouts at minus 150. So I'm going to split up the 2 plays there.
I will say it's a pretty big number, right? I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say Texas was at home. But laying two change on the road, albeit with DeGrom, that's, they're making you pay the price tonight.
It's DeGrom because of this. What's his name? Kowanowitz here? Yeah, the Kowanowitz kid.
Kowanowitz.
Yeah, Kowanowitz. And he gave up 8 runs in his last start. He's only has 2 starts. He gave up 8 runs in his last start against the Rangers. It's the last time he pitched. And you got DeGrom, and the odds makers aren't dumb. They're aware that DeGrom is DeGrom right now. So, and the thing is, this. Listen, a lot of people rolled their eyes at me and said, you got to be kidding me. Before the year started, Scott, I gave the Angels out as a season win total to the over 71.5. I said, if you look at their roster and you look at this division, they can grind out 74, 75, 75 wins. I played Trout. I rolled the dice that Trout would stay healthy. I played him over 24.5 home runs. And man, they can score runs. Like they do, hit home runs, this Angel team. Like they do put runs on the board. So, like you said, it's a big, we're not saying the Angels suck. I think it's just the pitching matchup tonight more than anything. And the Rangers are hot right now.
Yeah. And you'll probably hit that Trout one, right? As long as he stays healthy, because no one's a bigger king of hitting meaningless home runs than Mike Trout. So he'll get 25, boy. There's no 2 ways about that. I don't doubt for a second that these dopey Mike Trout apologists will bring his name into the MVP equation somehow, some way.
I don't know how you feel about that. They'll bring up, his WAR is great. I'm like, I don't know what your WAR means, to be honest. Because if his WAR was so good above replacement, they would win more, wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. All right, Mark Zeno coming up next.
he was already doing the dusting of the spot of where this one was going to go after Augusta this year. And the players, he's had this insane start to the year. We won 3 times. Surely Scotty Scheffler isn't going to have a resume by July that's going to be way better. It's just, there's no way. But here we are. It's Scotty Scheffler with 2 majors on the year.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
To be able to get in the college football playoff. And the 3 games I mentioned, if they win at least one of those, guess what? They'll finish 10-2, and they'll be in the college football playoff without fail. So I think when it all comes down to it, that's really what this is about, team success as much as it is individual success. And if Arch has this team playing well and winning 10 games, I think the Heisman numbers are going to be there to back that up just based off of the offense that they play and how they move the football.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I think he's on easily the back 9 of his career at this point. A lot of fans I see on social media saying, oh, we got to sign this guy. We got to sign this guy. Something left here with Noah Fant? What gives?
I think they were ready to move on from him as a veteran, but I think Fant is like a number 2 tight end for a contender who can play a lot. I think that would interest me, and I almost been looking around trying to find a good landing spot for him, and I've settled on what if he were to go back to the Broncos and sort of back up Evan Ingram?
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to the running back situation, I think Browns fans were pumped to see what Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins were going to look like, especially because Judkins is a Buckeye. This is Buckeye territory up here. Ohio State fans were super excited about that. It let a lot of air out of the tire when it looked like this kid's going to miss at least the first 6 games of the season. So they could have a good running back, Tim.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back to In Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 2. And not good news before we bring in Mark Zino. The stinking Astros got tied up 1-1. The Astros against the Washington stinking Nationals, Gabe. And they have 1 stinking hit. But then you look at their lineup, and it's like Trammell, Caratini, Melton, Dubon, Short. Who the fudge are these guys for the Houston Astros? This is not the Houston Astros that I should be betting on.
You're right. In the game itself, before that, the Nationals had 2 hits. And we're what? We're going to the 7th now, or the bottom of the 6th, excuse me. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. So 1-1. 4 hits combined in the baseball game tonight. The Astros have 1 effing hit tonight. 1 hit.
Unbelievable. 1 effing hit. Crazy. Mark Zino, SportsGrid radio
and they
TV
just
host
got
here.
lit up against the A's this weekend, 32-7. Sorry, how you doing, Mark? But coming off the 4 in a row, too, Mark and Scott.
A reliever's pitch. A reliever is starting for the dopey Washington General Nationals, and he's holding the Astros. Mark to 1 freaking hit. What is going on? Don't tell me you bet Houston tonight.
No, you're at that point in the baseball season where left is right, up is down, and inside. I mean, look, you're at the point of the baseball season where umpires are missing balls that are right down the middle and calling them balls when they're really strikes. Did you see that in the Orioles game? Go for it online. Literally, when I tell you went right down the middle, it was called a ball. It was like Frank Drebin in Naked Gun. He's like, oh. It was right.
Not to mention, Mark, with the stuff that's going on in the stands. This is a family program. You guys see that at Yankee Stadium the other day?
Yes.
Yeah, what the hell? It took me a couple of minutes, Scott. I'm like, what am I watching here? Because I didn't know what I was watching. Yeah. People are like, this is unbelievable. Yeah, check it out, Mark, but briefly.
Yeah.
11 hits. Somehow they're only losing 3-2. It's about to get worse. They have the bases loaded. The Rays do in the top of the 8th with 1 out. They've given up 11 hits tonight. 11. They have 4.
Wow. Without Judge,
and now Judge.
Right? Is he getting any better for the Yankees?
No.
I mean,
how can it? I hope the Rangers keep winning. I hope the Mariners keep winning. I hope somehow this team misses the playoffs. That may be the only thing that jars and shakes change into this organization. I didn't think they were bad enough to miss the postseason. Now I'm starting to have hope that the other teams are good enough to make the postseason.
That was my
Red
hot
Sox
take
winning.
a couple of weeks ago, Mark, actually. And Kurt's, diehard Yankee fan, Scott, I told him, I'm not sure you guys make the playoffs. I said, you look at the Jays, the Rays aren't going anywhere. You just talked about it, Mark, with the, forget about the Central. You got the Tigers there, et cetera. But, the Rangers could get smoking hot down the stretch here. They're not going anywhere. The Mariners have their flaws, but they still win games. They're still right in the playoff mix here, right? Like, the Yankees are no lock to make the playoffs.
No, they're not. The Rangers have found their bats. They've scored the second most runs in baseball behind Toronto since July 1st. So all of a sudden, that's a team that's starting to hit, which might not be a bad play on later on against Jack Kachanowicz of the Angels, who is downright awful. But again, this is a Yankees team that their holes are starting to be exposed. Even one of their better relievers right now, in Tim Hill, the lefty specialist, he's on the mound. He's got bases loaded right now. Like, things are falling apart left and right for the Yankees, which, again, maybe the only thing that shakes some change into this organization. But, they did trade for Ryan McMahon, so, that's got to solve all their problems.
Who? Yeah.
That's the thing. Who?
$15 million to $30 million for guys hitting 220 in Colorado. I don't quite get that. You mentioned Texas. What do you want to do with Texas tonight? Anything?
I mean, the number is too big for me to lay. I'm not laying 1.5 with Texas. Again, I know I just said they've scored a ton of runs, and I know it's DeGrom on the mound here. But here's the best thing I could do with this game is take the Angels' first 5 team total under and lean on DeGrom to shut them down, right? Even though part of me wants to take the Rangers team total over, they'll get 9 at bats. The Angels bullpen is bad. But that also requires them to get to Kachanowicz early, and I don't know if they necessarily do. I keep waiting for this Rangers lineup to come back down to earth. As I mentioned, all the runs they've scored since July 1st hasn't happened yet. But what you were for the first 3 months of the season leads me to believe you're more of that than what you were for the last month. I mean, we saw the Rays lead Major League Baseball in runs scored in June. They've been bottom 5 since July 1st. So teams tend to regress to what they are over the course of a 162-game season. I don't know if Texas's lineup is that good yet.
We went over the number, and the team total is high tonight for Texas, 5.5. Because as you stated, they faced this kid before, and they scored 8 runs on 8 hits against him, and they're hot right now. But 21-6, Mark, to the over. Me and Scott were talking about with the Rangers team totals to the over, but 5.5 is a high number. That's a high bar, bro, when you got to score 6 runs to win a bet.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. 4.5 is my limit when it comes to team totals. Even if you're in a Colorado game, I'm still not. It's just not worth my time, energy, or investment, to be honest with you. When something you can win the game 5-1, and there's no reason for these guys to press to score more runs late. Like, I'm not living in that world, so I wouldn't take that, especially with a Rangers lineup. Again, they've been really hot as of late, but I don't know if they're that trustworthy.
Should be runs though, guys. In Sacramento, though, right? That's, as far as that game is concerned. We brought it up earlier, Scott, and it would blow people's minds, Mark, if you ask people who's the number 1 over team in Major League Baseball this year, the Seattle Mariners, right? People sort of know about the Athletics and the stadium and stuff, but overall as a whole, the biggest over team, and people always talk about the Mariners don't hit and blah, 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 but yeah, they also have lower totals, right?
I mean, it sets up like a game that should play that way. Seattle scores the most runs on the road of any team in Major League Baseball. JP Sears has got a 5.61 ERA at home. He's given up 13 home runs at home this year. We've seen a ton of runs being scored in Sacramento. JP Sears actually has given up 20 of his 22 home runs at night, compared to only 2 during the day. In eight daytime starts and 13 night starts, he's given up 20 home runs. So yeah, I think there should be runs scored, but Seattle, again, their bats in the last series kind of just went silent. So I don't really know what to trust there, but I would lean on Seattle here to maybe in a team total situation. Hopefully you get into the A's bullpen and then you can get some more runs there. But I think you need all 9 at bats here out of Seattle.
And Castillo, 2.89 ERA at home, 4.74 on the road. Scott, hitters hit 303 against them on the road, Castillo, too. This, it's almost too good to be true. This is the black cloud play, Scott. This is it's almost like this game should be like 5-5 after the second inning. But yeah, watch it be 2-2 in the ninth. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, crazy. How about Pittsburgh? Mitch Keller maybe making his last start for the Pirates. I don't know if that's good or bad for him. Play a little hunch on the Pirates at San Fran.
I mean, the Giants are a favorite with a rookie starter on the mound. Granted, he's a lefty, and we know that Pittsburgh doesn't hit lefties that well. You know, I could.
They don't hit righties that well either.
Well, they don't hit anybody that well. But look, here's what I would do here. I would back Pittsburgh in the first 5 and hope that they get to the rookie. If they're not scoring early, they're not scoring late against San Fran's bullpen. That's the bottom line. And if Keller is off and he's not sharp, guess what? Pittsburgh's not winning this game anyway. So I would take Pirates first 5.
And last one, Mets and Padres.
Mets are coming off Sunday Night Baseball, so typically that's a fade spot. Something tells me, though, we're going to get runs on this game. I know the line moved from 7.5 to 8, but I think the way the Mets have been hitting the ball, Dylan Cease has not been very sharp. Frankie Montas, to me, is untrustworthy at this point in time, despite the fact that he's 3-1. He's a guy who's given up 5 home runs in 5 starts. So, believe it or not, I think we get over 8 here. I'd live with the push, though.
Padres going to trade Cease? This is his last start? No, they're looking to move to the Red Sox. I read that story.
I think the Padres are too much in the playoff race to really be selling off pieces here, unless they get something equitable in return. If there's a swap that someone feels Cease might be good enough and they can get something in return. I don't think the Padres are sellers, though.
Yeah, the last year of his contract, he's one of those that they want to try and get something for him if they can. But Mark, great job as always. Good luck with all the plays, and we'll do it again soon. Thanks, man.
Sounds good.
He was already doing the dusting of the spot of where this one was going to go after Augusta this year. And the players, he's had this insane start to the year. We won 3 times. Surely Scotty Scheffler isn't going to have a resume by July that's going to be way better. It's just, there's no way. But here we are. It's Scotty Scheffler with 2 majors on the year.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
To be able to get in the college football playoff. Of the 3 games I mentioned, if they win at least one of those, guess what? They'll finish 10-2, and they'll be in the college football playoff without fail. So I think when it all comes down to it, that's really what this is about, team success as much as it is individual success. And if Arch has this team playing well and winning 10 games, I think the Heisman numbers are going to be there to back that up just based off of the offense that they play and how they move the football.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I think he's on easily the back 9 of his career at this point. A lot of fans I see on social media saying, oh, we got to sign this guy. We got to sign this guy. Something left here with Noah Fant? What gives?
I think they were ready to move on from him as a veteran, but I think Fant is like a number 2 tight end for a contender who can play a lot. I think that would interest me, and I almost been looking around trying to find a good landing spot for him, and I've settled on what if he were to go back to the Broncos and sort of back up Evan Ingram.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to the running back situation, I think Browns fans were pumped to see what Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins were going to look like, especially because Judkins is a Buckeye. This is Buckeye territory up here. Ohio State fans were super excited about that. It let a lot of air out of the tire when it looked like this kid's going to miss at least the first 6 games of the season. So they could have a good running back, Tim.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again, Mark Zitto, for joining us, as he does from time to time. So back to the board, Scott and Gabe, as we got, 15 minutes or so. We got Dallas leading the Liberty 88-76. Liberty down, I don't know how many, close to 30, I know that. Making a valiant comeback, which is good for your props there, Gabe. I mean, Adescu only has 13. Probably not going to get that unless something crazy happens. But
she's on the free throw line right now. So, like, she remember what I said at the beginning of the game? She got to take it to the rack and beat the score. She's trying now. Like, she's doing it, but what does she have? 1 point at the half. 1 point at the half.
Literally. One.
Yeah, literally one. And when she was minus 30 with the plus minus 30. But the Liberty as a whole, they've outscored them 14-3 so far in the fourth quarter. They outscored them 26-22 in the third, 14-3 so far here in the fourth. And the Wings keep missing. So, like, the Liberty, they're pressing here. They got a shot. And if they play to the final whistle, like, we should hit this over. They're going to the free throw line again. It's not Sabrina, but they're about to cut this lead to 10, Scott, with 3:30 left in the basketball game.
Wow.
And they're getting 9.5 in-game right now.
Well, I tell you what, that's not bad.
And they just scored both free throws. They just hit the free throws. So, dude, they've cut the lead to 9 now. Here it is 10. 80, it's going to 88-77. No, they just called a timeout. So 88-77, you're getting 9.5. In-game total 182.5 right now. I don't think the Liberty tap out, Scott. They tried this hard, bro. They were down 27 at the half. I think they played to the final whistle.
Right. Yeah. I tell you what, at 30-1, just a couple shekels, nothing crazy, but a couple shekels at 30-1 for them to win this game. If anything,
it just fell to 11-1.
Let them cut it to 2 or 3.
So the odds makers know it's down to plus 1,100 now. I see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still got that 25-1 here in New York.
Wow. Really?
I still think that's a decent bet. Yeah. 9.5. They're only down 11, and they're clearly dominating play here in the fourth quarter. And at 25-1, even if they don't come back and all the way win, if they got it to 3 or 4, then obviously, think Dallas wouldn't be a 25-1 favorite, so then you could hedge. Then you get a free bet on Dallas. That would be the goal there, even if you don't think they're going to come all the way back.
Oh, that's what I see Dallas is, 25-1. Dallas 25-1, the Liberty 11-1. But it is amazing, and we were talking about it earlier, like the TBT tournament. Like, it's like, like college football props, Scott. Some states don't do it, right? You can't bet college football player props or basketball
New
player
York
props.
Doesn't.
But New York doesn't,
Yeah,
but
York
Jersey does, right?
Nope.
So, and you don't have TBT right now looking at a FanDuel, but other FanDuels in other states and provinces do. It is very bizarre. You figure it would just sort of be blanket, right? Uniform.
Right.
In Canada, there's a lot less regulations. Like, I'm sure you've noticed talking, like, FanDuel, you should see FanDuel Ontario for the NHL, bro. Like, they got, 3,000 props, for every, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, next shift, this and that. Like, they don't have it. And so I got the TBT. I even got live in-game betting, but you don't have it right now, the live in-game betting on the TBT tournament.
Nope. Not here in New York. Not at all. It's weird. And what's crazy, Gabe, is you can bet on some of the
New York
dopiest
sucks,
things,
Scott. Let's
right?
just be real. They're the stupidest. I'm not going to get political, but I will on this. Look at everything. They let New Jersey make billions of dollars, Scott, legalizing gambling first. They let Jersey legalize weed first. They chased out half the sports books with their 50% commission crap and stuff. New York is just a terribly run state. Let's just call it out for what it is. For such a pro-business Wall Street, home of Wall Street, Scott, it seems like it's so difficult for these companies. Look at BetMGM. They packed up and left. They said it's not worth it even to do business here anymore.
It's too high, Gabe. They have to give over 50% of the gross.
That's insane.
50% of the gross. How can they stay in business doing that? And they can't. That's why there's only
people get mad
bucks.
at the books. Yeah. And then the people get mad at the sports book for shaking them down with the bad odds. It's not even the sports book's fault. They're getting shaken down by the government. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember, Scott, when they cut the deal, it was bipartisan at the time. I had the guy on, Ray Lesniak, Senator Ray Lesniak, and was a Democrat, and Christie was the governor of New Jersey at the time.
Sure, Chris Christie, yeah.
Yeah, and a non-bipartisan, you know what I mean? They both agreed that, we should have sports betting in the state of New Jersey. And they got the deal done. And I remember when they got it done, it was 9%. It was fair, okay, you know what I mean? It's very mob-like. Give us our 10%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Christie said, hey, give us 9% of the take, and, we're good. Yeah. Fair deal, right? I remember, the sports books lined up and said, yeah, we'd love to do business in Jersey, and we'll give it a 9%. Then they bumped it to 12, Scott, and then 13, 14. Then I read the gaming papers, etc., the trade papers. Bro, I saw like the latest proposal was like 19 in Jersey now. Like they're just squeezing it, man, like over and over. Like there's only so much juice you can squeeze out of the sports betting market, Scott, right? Before the books can't do business. Like people get mad at the books, but like you can't charge, like you're price gouging almost. Like people won't operate, and then that's not good for the state if the sports book goes bankrupt after. It seems counterproductive to me to get that greedy.
And then you got like Illinois that wants to charge you 50 cents for every bet you make, win, lose, or draw. Now you got here in the States, with the latest bill that Trump has.
The new tax stuff and stuff, the sports betting, tax, the poker guy tax. Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah,
imagine,
the 90%.
So imagine with that one, people. So if you bet $100,000, let's say you bet $200,000 in a year, you would you win 100,000 and you lost 100,000, so you technically break even. You have to pay like the 10,000 on your loss, Scott. Right. Even if you break even, you're already down now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you think, well, I'm not going to bet $100,000. But you know what? Over a course of the year, you're not taking $100,000 out of your bank account. You could be taking $10,000 out, and you win, you lose, you win, you lose. And at the end of the year, I bet $100,000, and you lost $90,000, and now you got to pay taxes on the $10,000 that I lost. Like, yeah. I mean,
you know what?
It's tough, Gabe.
And yeah, you're right, too. People don't realize it. Even I've shocked myself, right? And I bet quite a bit, like in football season, where at the end of the weekend, you look at like total stake. You're like, wow. You're like, wow, I did. Yeah, I bet like 52 games, right? Like over the weekend.
Yeah. All right, we'll close up shop next.
He was already doing the dusting of the spot of where this one was going to go after Augusta this year. And the players, he's had this insane start to the year. We won 3 times. Surely Scotty Scheffler isn't going to have a resume by July that's going to be way better. It's just, there's no way. But here we are. It's Scotty Scheffler with 2 majors on the year.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Be able to get in the college football playoff. And the 3 games I mentioned, if they win at least one of those, guess what? They'll finish 10-2, and they'll be in the college football playoff without fail. So I think when it all comes down to it, that's really what this is about, team success as much as it is individual success. And if Arch has this team playing well and winning 10 games, I think the Heisman numbers are going to be there to back that up just based off of the offense that they play and how they move the football.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I think he's on easily the back 9 of his career at this point. A lot of fans I see on social media saying, oh, we got to sign this guy. We got to sign this guy. Something left here with Noah Fant? What gives?
I think they were ready to move on from him as a veteran, but I think Fant is like a number 2 tight end for a contender who can play a lot. I think that would interest me. And I almost been looking around trying to find a good landing spot for him. And I've settled on what if he were to go back to the Broncos and sort of back up Evan Ingram?
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
When it comes to the running back situation, I think Browns fans were pumped to see what Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins were going to look like, especially because Judkins is a Buckeye. This is Buckeye territory up here. Ohio State fans were super excited about that. It let a lot of air out of the tire when it looked like this kid's going to miss at least the first 6 games of the season. So they could have a good running back, Tim.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Closing up shop. Final check of the scores, including this game. What a crazy WNBA game, right? I know there's a full slate of baseball, but this WNBA game is actually a lot of fun. This thing was over. New York was losing by almost. Yeah, they've been outscored 20-3 game. The Dallas Wings. They were up 20, almost 30 points heading into the fourth quarter. Well, not quite, about 25 or so. They've been outscored 20-3 with 1:14 left. 3 stinking points in 8.5 minutes. They might lose this thing. I'm telling you. If you bet it at 30-1 when we talked about it before, 25-1, 88-82 with 1:14 left. Timeout of the court. This is crazy.
Yeah, and the Liberty aren't quitting, like we talked about, that plus 9.5. If you're down 27 at the half and you didn't quit, you're not going to quit with 3-4 minutes left in the game down 10, right? And they haven't.
Right.
So they cut the lead to 6. You know, I got a problem, though. I got to get to 179.5. Paige Beckers. Good call by you with Beckers. She's going to the free throw line right now. She's already over her number. And Becker's stat line for the night as of right now, 18. So you know what? One of those deals, and you bet a lot of NBA player props too, Scott. How many times have you seen that, bro, where you're like cruising over? You're like, man, all I need is 16.5. She's already got 11 with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. And then at the end of the night, you look and you're like, man, she only finished with 18. You know what I'm saying? She barely gets there. Like, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like, she slowed down. She's at 18 right now, but she gets over to 16.5. And it was the opposite with Ionescu, with Sabrina. She started off slow. She had 1 point at halftime. She has 17 now. And how about this, Scott? She cut her minus 30 plus minus to minus 13. That's pretty crazy. She's plus 17 in the second half.
You know, Coach read them on the riot act at halftime, right? Down 27 or 26, whatever. He or she must have just ripped.
It's national television, too. This game's on ESPN, too. You're embarrassing yourself, you know?
That's right. Yeah. So I'll say this. Good news is if Beckers is at the line, they only took 6 seconds off the clock. So I'm guessing the Liberty are fouling right away. Yeah, so they're not letting them run the full 30. So
there's a review, too. I think they're going to play. So speaking of which, it looks like there's a dude that's the coach at Dallas, actually, Scott. The New York coach is a woman. But I just saw a dude. The Liberty are challenging whether it was a foul or not. It seemed like a pretty soft, ticky-tack type of foul, but...
What do they care? Send it to the line. Are they going to play defense then, I guess?
I got to be honest. I don't think there's a foul. I think they're going to overturn the call. Like, I don't really see it where she got fouled, to be honest with you. I think they're going to overturn it. But...
or still Dallas ball?
No, so, like, Paige Beckers took a shot, and they said that she missed, but they said she got fouled on the shot.
Okay.
Right, but the Liberty are challenging that they're still under review. How about this, Scott? Man, I'm starting to hate the Houston Astros. They're losing. It's 2-1. They're losing the game.
Oh. Wow. I'm done with
it. It looked good, too.
They
like Valdez,
1-0,
6th inning and stuff. Like, it looked good.
If they lose this game, you get swept in a 4, not a 3, but a 4-game series at home against the A's.
32-7.
And then you follow that
up. They got outscored 32-7 there.
That's you know what? You could survive with all those injuries for so long. And I think the dam is finally broke. You just can't bet. If they can't win with Valdez throwing one-run baseball against one of the worst teams in baseball, then you can't bet them. I tell you, I'd be betting against them. And I would definitely be betting on Texas at 5-1 to win that division, or Seattle. They take both. It's both are plus odds. I don't think it's going to be the Astros. I really don't. And I like the Rangers. So even the dopey Rockies are winning tonight, 1-0 over Cleveland. It might be just one of those nights.
Yeah, Monday nights are weird. You're coming off the weekend and stuff like that. Like you see this in the NBA and the NHL. Monday nights could be a little bit strange as well. And that's still scoreless early right now. But Texas have batted twice. So we're going to the bottom of the second inning. And a quick check with DeGrom, though, Scott. 3 strikeouts already for DeGrom.
Nice.
He struck out. So he struck out the side, actually. He struck out the side in the first inning. Yeah, all 3.
Think about this. The PP tonight, the public parlay, Philadelphia against the White Sox. Phillies are losing 6-2.
Of course.
The
Blue Jays get blown
Astros
up.
versus the Nationals. Nationals are leading 2-1. The Rockies against Cleveland, and the Rockies are leading Cleveland 1-0. Hopefully the Rangers are at least the one out of it all. Gabe, great job. A lot of fun. We'll do it again tomorrow, folks. Right here on the grid, 8 to 10. Me and Gabe, Monday through Friday on SportsGrid.